Hello everyone, and welcome to another TBR game. So the year-long readathon that I'm participating in is Pokemon. And every now and then there'll be some extra challenges, and for March the extra challenge is to participate in Roll of Reads and to play that game. So it's a Roll of Reads readathon. It takes place for the entire month of March. And it is the host listed? I am linking. I can pull it up here. Okay, so Roll of Reads is hosted by Mel from a book friend named Mel. I'm gonna write that down because I don't think it's on here. Okay, so it looks like it is created and hosted by Mel. And then there are 9 co-hosts. We have Bethany, Paige, Meredith, Kaz, Ren, Crystal, Kara, Kat, and Steph. I will list the hosts and the co-hosts in the description box. And we're gonna go ahead and play. And let's see. Now, I have, as you can kind of see, so this top shelf of my bookcase is full of the books that I have already selected for my March Catwalk TBR. Down on the second shelf are books that I have yet to get to for my February game. And today's the 22nd. There are a couple of readathons that I'm trying my best to see how many prompts I can fulfill. Kind of low key for February. So I do have additional books here that you're not seeing that are up in my room. I have about 6 to 8 books up in my room. Today, as of filming this particular game, is February 22nd, and there's 29 days. So I'll still be able to get an additional, at least 1 or 2, I would say 2 books read. So, but we'll see. And then next month in March, when I end up playing my April Catwalk TBR, the books that I don't read for April, I always kind of try to roll them over and get them onto the next, like every other month's prompts, because I do really want to read all of these books. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. And maybe some of the ones for February, there's a lot of readathons I want to participate in March. So yeah, we'll see. But these are going to be more priority. So like this is the one I am prioritizing the most right now because it affects Pokemon. So let's go ahead and just get right in. So the first thing to do is to roll a D8, so an 8-sided dice. So I have a dice roller, and this will tell you how many prompts you have to do to complete this readathon. So turning the light off so you can see. So I have it up, and 2? Okay. I only have to do 2. Now, however, that's going to be real easy. So I'm going to go ahead and double that. So D8 equals 2 prompts. But I'm going to double that and do 4. So I'm going to times that by 2, and that's going to be 4 mandatory prompts. Okay, so I have that written down on my piece of paper. Now we're going to switch to a 20-sided dice, right? Yes, this is your game dice. You need this to find the prompts on your board. So I have the, I think instead of 4 mandatory prompts, well, let's start with 4. If I don't end up getting any punishments, I'll round it up to 5. So I'm going to do at least 5. Unless I get a punishment prompt or something, but let's start off with at least 4. I may bump it up to 5. So, all right, I have, okay, it says roll the D20. Whatever number you roll, pick up the prompt card on that number. Use the prompt to find a book to read. Replace it with a new card from the deck. Repeat until you've done your rolls. If you roll a 1 or the same number 3 times, you shuffle the punishment cards, pick a card, and do the punishment. Okay. And isn't there if you roll a 20, you shuffle the reward cards, pick a card, and do the reward. Okay. So I have all the rules printed out because I'm like, I've got to have those. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll just delve right on in. Now I don't have the space to lay these out, so I'm just going to keep these here. We'll shuffle, and then I will go through and kind of go like 1, 2, 3, of course drawing individually, and then whatever one is that number that I roll from the D20 is the one that I will do. It'll make sense once I do that. So, okay, let's turn this light off and we'll do the first roll. Okay. All right. A 5. Okay, so let's give these regular prompt cards a shuffle. Okay. I just wrote down that I rolled a 5 just so that I can keep track. Because isn't it, did I say if you roll the same number? Oh yeah, the same number 3 times. So I've got to keep track of what number. Okay, so 1, 2, right? Oh, there's, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Booktuber's favorite is my prompt. Okay. Oh shoot, that's gonna have to be some digging. Okay, now I do have a screenshot of the host favorites. So let's see if there's any. Okay, I'm recognizing 2 series. Wolf Song and the Black Butler. I do have book number 2. The Edge of Gone, On the Edge of Gone, I read that. Into the Drowning Deep, I read that already. Okay, I'm recognizing another book that I have. I can probably go get that one. Okay, there's 2 books I'm recognizing that I have but have not read. Okay, I'm probably going to do... Do I want to go with Paige from Pages with Paige, one of her favorite books, or from Bond Book Reviews? Crap, I'm blanking on her name. She's the one with the pick pong game. Because I do own one from both. All right, let me go. I think I know which one I want. Okay, so he's decided to go with Crystal's, one of Crystal, who is a co-host, one of her favorite books, and she is the one I was thinking of with the Bond Book Reviews. And I'm going with her favorite, The Night Swim by Megan Golden. Ever since her true crime podcast became an overnight sensation and set an innocent man free, Rachel Kroll has become a household name and the last hope for people seeking justice. But she's used to being recognized for her voice, not her face, which makes it all the more unsettling when she finds a note on her car windshield addressed to her begging for help. The new season of Rachel's podcast has brought her to a small town being torn apart by a devastating rape trial. A local golden boy, a swimmer destined for Olympic greatness, has been accused of raping the beloved granddaughter of the police chief. Under pressure to make, season 3 a success, Rachel throws herself into her investigation, but the mysterious letters keep coming. Someone is following her, and she won't stop until Rachel finds out what happened to her sister 25 years ago. Officially, Jenny Stills tragically drowned, but the letters insist she was murdered. And when Rachel starts asking questions, nobody in town wants to answer. The past and present start to collide as Rachel uncovers startling connections between the 2 cases and a revelation that will change the course of the trial and the lives of everyone involved. So it does sound really good. So yeah, another book to add to my possibility pile for March, which is fine. Okay. Unlock my phone and let's go back to the dice. Okay. And 12. Okay. All right, so let's give these a little shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, I'm feeling like there's 2 here. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I dropped 1, 10, 11, 12. Ooh, a mood read. Sweet. Okay. Mood read. Okay, so I'm going to hold off on picking that one until the end because I'm kind of in the mood for all of the books I've picked for March so far. So I am going to pick from one of those and I'm going to declare it in this video. But let me see. I don't want to pick a book right now in case any of the other prompts that come up that book will fit better for. So let's do the rest of my mandatory rolls and then we will see about that mood read. Okay, so I don't want to mark my shirt with my pen, so I've got to make sure I've got that angled differently. There we go. Okay, so for prompt number 3, a 10. Okay. All right, rolled a 10. So I'm going to set mood read kind of off to the side there. Okay, number 10. Get you a little shuffle, shuffle. Oh, and I didn't put these ones back, so let's shuffle these back in. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Features an animal or on the cover is exactly what that says. So I'm just going to go with animal on the cover. Features an animal on the cover. Okay, so for this one, features an animal. I think it's supposed to be either in the story or on the cover. But either way, this features an animal in the story and on the cover. It's also a book club book. And I'm going to go with Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. After Tova Sullivan's husband died, she began working the night shift at the Sowell Bay Aquarium, mopping floors and tidying up. Keeping busy has always helped her cope, which she's been doing since her 18-year-old son Eric mysteriously vanished on a moat in Puget Sound over 30 years ago. Tova becomes acquainted with a curmudgeonly Marcellus, a giant Pacific octopus living at the aquarium. Marcellus knows more than anyone can imagine, but wouldn't dream of lifting one of his 8 arms for his human captors, until he forms a remarkable friendship with Tova. Ever the detective, Marcellus deduces what happened the night Tova's son disappeared, and now Marcellus must use every trick his old invertebrate body can muster to uncover the truth for her before it's too late. So, yeah. Okay, so that's at least one, and the mood read I'll pull off of my March TBR. So that's at least going to be 2 books from my March TBR. Okay, so let's see if this is going to be the last one, or, oh, we need to get my dice, or if I'm going to have to add a punishment. I'm going to go with at least 5 if I don't get a punishment, and so I know I said 4, but I kind of like the number 5 better, so we'll do that. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to add that dice. Okay, try that again. Stop it. There we go. All right, number 4. Okay. Let's put these prompts back in. Give it a shuffle. Oop, lost some. Put those back in. Oh, all right, and then we'll pull the 4. Oh my heck. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. A pet pick. Oh crap. Okay. As some of you will know, I had 2 dogs. They unfortunately passed away. We had to have them put down at the start of February. So, and I do have a cat, but I've only ever been able to do this one time with her. So I think what I'm going to do to make this work for me, plus she's right now, I don't know, I think she's not feeling very well because she hasn't been eating very much. So she hasn't been wanting any treats or anything, so I really can't do the pet pick with her. So I think what I'm going to do, because I have a cat, let me see if I have a book on my March that has a cat on the cover, and I'll have that be my so-called pet pick. That's just going to have to be what I do, because my cat Ophelia is just not wanting to do anything. So let me see if I have a book with a cat on the cover. So I'm going to make a note, cat on cover. Preferably a black cat, but I'm not going to be overly picky like that. So let's see. I do have a book with a cat on the cover. This is a Tabby, and this is book number 2 in a Bookmobile Cat Cozy Mystery Series. So I'm going to use this one. And honestly, I probably would have done all 4 Cozy Mysteries or 3 or whatever, but yeah. So I'm just going to go with this one since it has a cat on the cover. Let me show you the cover. So, without the ring light glaring, yeah, it's not the best lighting, but let's turn the light back on. So there you go. You can see that a little bit better. So yeah, I'll just go with this one. And where Ophelia is not feeling good, I don't want to pressure her to do something. So yeah, we're just going to go with this. The bookmobile is making its usual rounds when Minnie and Eddie are flagged down by a woman in distress. The woman's husband, a famous artist, needs emergency medical care. After getting him into the bookmobile, Minnie races the man to the hospital in time, but his bad luck has only just begun. After disappearing from the hospital, the artist is discovered slumped over the body of a murdered woman. Minnie knows that her new friend didn't commit the crime, but the evidence paints an unflattering picture. Now the librarian and her furry friend have to put the investigation in high gear and catch the real killer before someone else checks out. So that's the only other book I have is a mood read. You know what? We are going to do 5. So let's do this again. Yeah. All right. I'm going to write 5. And let's hope I don't end up with a punishment on this one. Okay. None of these have any. Okay. All right. Number 5. Okay. Now this is the second time I've rolled a 5, but I think you have to roll it 3 times. So let me double check. Yes, if you roll a 1 or the same number 3 times, then it's a punishment. And I only rolled a 5 twice because I did a 5, a 12, a 10, a 4, and another 5. So no punishment there. All right, so let's add from my last draw and shuffle these. We'll pull up to the 5th card. And then after I pull this prompt, I'll have a better idea of what I can do for my mood read. lost one. All right, another shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A book under 300 pages. I've got some good prompts. Okay. Okay, so that's it. So I didn't get any rewards, and I didn't have to do any punishments, and I'm gonna cap it at the 5. So, and I still need to pick my mood read. So I need a book under 300 pages. All right, so I've picked my last 2 books because I still needed to do the mood read, and I want to read all of these. So the book that is under 300 pages, I'm going with a book club read, and that is The House of Last Resort by Christopher Golden. Across Italy, there are many half-empty towns, nearly abandoned by those who migrated to the coast or to cities. The beautiful crumbling hilltop town of Becchina is among them, but its mayor has taken drastic measures to rebuild, selling abandoned homes to anyone in the world for a single euro, as long as the buyer promises to live there for at least 5 years. It's a no-brainer for an American couple, Tommy and Kate Puglisi. Both work remotely, and Becchina, I don't know, is the home of Tommy's grandparents, his closest living relatives. It feels like a romantic adventure, an opportunity the young couple would be crazy not to seize, but from the moment they move in, they both feel a shadow has fallen on them. Tommy's grandmother is furious, even a little frightened, when she realizes which house they've bought. There are rooms in an annex at the back of the house that they didn't know were there. The place makes strange noises at night. Locked rooms are suddenly open, and when they go to a family gathering, they're certain people are whispering about them and about their house, which one neighbor refers to as the House of Last Resort. Soon, they learn that the home was owned for generations by the church, but the real secret and the true dread is unlocked when they finally learn what the priests were doing in this house for all those long years, and how many people died in the strange chapel inside, while down in the catacombs beneath Becchina, something stirs. And this is 290 pages, so it is just shy of the 300-page mark, so it still counts. Okay, and for my mood read, I'm going to go with a book that I really want to get to, partly also because it is the book selection for the book club that I host, which is Autism Reads. The Discord is always in the description box, and the aim of this book club is to read a book written by an author that is autistic. And it is a middle grade selection for March, and it is going to be Ways to Be Me by Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott. Is it Libby that's... I think it's Libby that is the young one on this. Let's see. Acknowledgements. Libby would like to thank her mom, dad, and sister for loving and supporting her. So this is the middle grade selection, and then in April we'll be going to an adult category, and then young adult and the middle grade again. I'm trying to rotate through this. So this is the prequel. The book that this falls before is Can You See Me, I believe? Yes. Is it, or is it... Yeah, it's Can You See Me. The other one is Do You Know Me? So this is like kind of a trilogy, but this is the prequel. So 10-year-old Tally had high hopes. Okay, I've got to get... There we go. There's like blue writing here, and that's like... I can't read the blue on the orange, so... Okay, there we go. Got paper covering up the blue. 10-year-old Tally had high hopes for year 6. Being in the top class at school means there is a lot to look forward to. The most important thing being the school production. Tally is convinced she'll win the lead role. But at home, things aren't going so well. Mom and Dad have been making Tally feel pressured and upset, and Tally wishes things didn't bother her so much, but they do, and sometimes she feels so misunderstood and frustrated she could explode. Then Tally's mom and dad tell her about something she's never heard about before, something called autism, and everything changes. If I remember right, I think this takes place in Australia? Could be wrong. Oh, published in the UK, so not Australia. I was thinking of a different book. It just says UK. So I'm not sure where in the UK. But, yeah, Ways to Be Me. So Libby is the one that's, I believe, that is autistic. And so this will be the selection for the Autism Reads. And I'm counting this one as my mood read because I really want to stay on top. Where it's a book club that I host, I really want to stay on top of the books that I pick. So, yeah, so these are the 5 books that I will be going with. So, again, we have Night Swim by Megan Golden for a booktuber's favorite. And that's Crystal from Bond Book Review's her favorite book, or one of her favorites. And then for my mood read, I'm going with Ways to Be Me by Libby Westcott. Libby Scott and Rebecca Westcott. Holy cow. And then this middle one is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Pelt for features an animal on the cover, and it's actually in the story as well. And then this one back here is Tailing a Tabby by Laurie, which I drew pet pick, but where I had to put my 2 dogs down, and Ophelia is not feeling well. I can't bother her, so because I'm just down to her, she would be my only option. So I just went with a book with a cat on the cover for that. So Tailing a Tabby by Laurie, and then the last book is that I got is a book under 300 pages. So I'm going with House of Last Resort by Christopher Golden, which is 290 pages. So these are the 5 books that I need to complete for Roll of Reads. Yes, Roll of Reads Readathon. I have so many readathons I want to participate in March that I wouldn't surprise me if I said the wrong readathon title, but that is correct, Roll of Reads. So these are the selections. Now, let me go ahead and tell you about the different readathons that I'm going to kind of low-key try to participate in. So I have my TBR for my March Catwalk TBR game. And as you will obviously have seen from this video, Roll of Reads. So, got that one covered. Now, okay. Now when I read for my first priority is I'm going to read the books from Roll of Reads first. And then the books that I read there, I will try to get into these other readathons, and then obviously I'll have to pick from my March. And unless none of the books from my March Catwalk TBR game match or will fulfill any of these prompts, then I'll have to pull in another book. So let me tell you about, I don't know how many sticky notes here now. Okay. I have Spring Into Reading-a-thon, hosted by Completely Melanie, and the co-hosts for this round are Amy from A-Star Reads and Steph from Stephanie's Bookverse, or Stephanie from Stephanie's Bookverse. So I want to participate in that. And then I have pages stuck together here. March by the Days, which is on Bridge for Books, and so this is one of their ones specifically for March. There's a lot of monthly, like pretty much a new readathon every month from Bridge for Books. So I would like to participate in that, and there are 9 prompts for that. The Spring Into Reading is a bingo board, and there's a total of 25, but it's like a bingo board, so you're wanting to get a bingo for that one. And now I have all these sticky notes of ones to write the prompts down so I can try to see what I can fulfill. I have Greek Godathon, hosted by the channel Bookish Buddies. I have over on X, formerly Twitter, The Sims Readathon, and this one's a team-based readathon. I have been sorted onto Team Bachelor. And then on Bridge for Books, there's also one that is where it's titled It's All Greek to Me. So I've got that one, and I don't know the prompts for any of these. I haven't looked at the prompts. There's also a March Mystery Madness. And that one's a yearly one, and so I want to see what I can do for that one. Tropical Readathon is also going on, so I want to try to participate in that. There's also hosted by the channel Reads, a murder mystery kind of bingo board. And then hosted by Chris from Chris's Corner. Let me double check. Their channel, Chris. Oh, come on, load. Come on, load. Here we go. I want to say it's Chris's Corner. Yes, it is. It's Chris's Corner, so I was right. This is round 4, I believe. 3? 4? One of the two. It's either round 3 or 4 of Phase Out Your TBR. So we'll be playing that again. And the goal for this one, I have a screenshot of the boards, is to get a set of 4 and a run of 4. That's why I'm thinking it's round 4. So anyway, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. And I think this one's probably, am I going to make that one the next priority out of Roll of Reads, or spring into reading, or one of these other ones? I don't know. I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's a lot. That is, okay, counting Roll of Reads, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10 readathons in the month of March that I want to participate in. Again, I will try to make whatever book, like with Roll of Reads, of the 5 that you saw, I'll try to make sure they fit all of these other readathons as well. And then if they don't, then I'll just kind of fill in where I need to, as long as I still have time. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, let me know. Are you participating in Roll of Reads or any other readathon? Let me know. Have you read any of the books that I picked up for this readathon, or books by any of these authors? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book. And I'll talk to you later.